The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verses 33 and 34. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. The daughter shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All praises to Yahweh, by Shem Shai, Wahara Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect that seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some look like the heathen. Look at the 144,000 preachers, teachers, and prophets. Shalom. And this is an update. Now, we have put this in the video Yahweh Shema had me do last night. Elder Pastor Hard's channel. It was enlistment age, or enlistment age for the military from 18 to 42, question mark. Well, 10 hours ago, I think we did that lesson like 10, 11 o'clock. So, hey, it was 10 hours ago right here. The Mirror U.S., it says, military, Army raises enlistment age by 7 years as military draft fears continue. So, if they raise the enlistment age by 7 years to now 42, now, as the military draft fears continue, then you already know they're going to raise the age for the draft. All right? They're going to raise the age for the draft. It's going to be at least 42. Hell, it might be 50. Excuse me. Because as we stated in the video last night, our generation, these 80s babies in the 40s. All right? So, that's our generation, the last generation with a little bit of sense. I say a little bit because, hell, our generation, man, are raising these badass demon kids, you know? And, or should I say, having badass demon kids, these semen demons, but they ain't raising them, but only a few that's doing decent, and us in this truth, and we doing what we supposed to do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. But you best believe they're gonna raise this draft age, man. All right. So you in your 40s, hey, people in their 40s and 50s still working out. Men going their own way, strong, and don't think you women excluded, man. All right. Hey, they might throw y'all up in there. We brought out the other day. For medical reasons and other reasons, they could draft y'all. But shit, hey, you women in the military now, so hey, I don't see why they'll take y'all off or not include y'all since y'all want to be included in everything. I don't see why they would exclude you guys. I mean, anything we could do, y'all could do better, right? I mean, that's what I always saw in a commercial. That's why I always see you women promote. You don't need no man, this, that, and the third. But hey, as we read in 2nd Ezra, man, hey, your husband's gonna die in the war. All right, that doesn't mean you women not gonna get drafted. But hey, it's letting you know that a draft is, if you put everything together throughout history, it's always been a draft and war. All right, most definitely is going to be one this time, guaranteed. Hey, because hey, America's already short of help, man, in the military. All right. Now I put the article in. It says AI overview. Then I got a couple clips I'm gonna play of people reporting on it. It says the U.S. Army has officially raised its maximum enlistment age from 35 to 42 years old, effective in March 2026. So that's this month. You see? So you wonder why now, when there's a war going on. All right, hey, remember, people are not signing up. The morale is down. It's been down for like the past 6 years. It says to expand its recruiting pool and align with other military branches. This change applies to the regular Army, Army National Guard, and Army Reserve. Key details of the policy shift. Age increase. The maximum age is now 42, up from 35, marking a significant 7-year increase. Alignment with other branches. This change brings the Army in line with the Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard, which already accepted recruits up to 42 years old. It says rationale. While some observers think this is ongoing global tensions and recruiting challenges, it is. Army officials stated the move is meant to tap into a more mature labor market with technical skills rather than just solving a shortfall. Additional changes. The Army also updated policies to allow individuals with a single marijuana possession conviction to enlist without needing a waiver. So, hey, when they start tapping into your record, and say, hey, yeah, you good. They go to show you they're in desperate need, man. All right. It says minimum age. The minimum age for enlistment remains 18 or 17 with parental consent. Contextual factors. The decision comes amidst continued concerns regarding military recruitment, despite the Army reporting it is on track to meet its 2026 recruiting goals. Yeah, okay, if you say so. With this war going on, ain't nobody signing up doing damn war. There all these lies coming out. People see what it is. Ain't nobody else signing up. You might got I'm sure it's a few dumb Edomites out there. I mean, but hey, it's your country. Go fight for it. Y'all stole it, right? Probably got a few dumb jakes, so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos probably go up there and enlist like some damn dummies. Jamaicans and Haitians like some damn dummies. But hey, do you? You ain't coming back. It says contextual factors. The decision comes amidst continued concerns regarding military recruitment. It says despite the Army reporting it is on track to meet its 2026 recruiting goals. That doesn't make sense. The last time the Army raised its maximum enlistment age to 42 was in 2006 during operations in Iraq and Afghanistan before lowering it back to 35 in 2026. So they did this before. All right, how long did that Iraq war last? That junk lasted, what, about 10 years, 5 years? Let me see. How long did the Iraq war last? Yeah, it says the Iraq war lasted for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. And I believe they never pulled troops back from over there. It said, that's why they got these military bases, and they got troops over there. Spanning from the U.S.-led invasion on March the 20th, 2003, to the final withdrawal of U.S. troops on December the 18th, 2011. While major combat operations concluded in 2003, the conflict continued as a long-term insurgency and occupation. You see that? So, hey man. So you already know. Stars and stripes, task and purpose. So you see this everywhere, man. All right. You already know. People will report on this joint right here. All right. So you ain't got nothing but a weed charge, a simple weed possession charge. This draft coming. They're gonna pick your ass up. All right. So hey, just know all that smack talking. I'm too old to go to the military. I'm too old to get drafted. Not no damn more you ain't. Which they said they could draft from 18 to what 30, 26 or something like that. Well, no. Technically, it was up to 35. If the enlistment age was up to 35, now they boosted the enlistment age up to 42. You can expect the draft to be up to the age of 42. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they bumped it up to 50. Because they need bodies just like in Ukraine. Ukraine got 60-year-olds fighting. But that's what the report said anyway. Because they're short.
The Army has increased its oldest enlistment age from 35 to 42, and has also loosened restrictions on recruits with past drug convictions, stoking fears of a draft as the Iran war rages on. Under the previous regulations, recruits who had a single conviction of possession of marijuana or drug paraphernalia were required to obtain a waiver from Pentagon officials. They would have to wait 24 months to enlist, and would need to pass a drug test before the waiver was approved. Now, they will no longer either. The last time the Army temporarily raised its maximum enlistment age to 42 was in 2006, when they faced difficulties meeting recruitment targets for operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. They then lowered the enlistment age back to 35 a decade later. The Army...
Now, why would we need to do this? Why would we need to raise the enlistment age up to 42 if the war is almost over? I thought the war was almost over, right? Mm-hmm. Because which is it? Is Iran dead? Or do we desperately need people to join the army so badly that we just raised the age up by 7 years? Individuals up to 42 without prior military service can enlist in the regular army, the Army National Guard, and the Army Reserve. MAGA, this is absolutely your chance to prove that you're a patriot. Mm-hmm. Hop right on this. I know a lot of you are jobless and toothless, so I think this is a really good opportunity for you to get a job, and maybe you can afford some new teeth. Maybe you prefer to leave them out for sexual reasons, but that's a personal preference. I just want you to be able to afford them. And to be fair on that point, teeth are very expensive these days, so no shade. Anyways, I think everyone should pay very close attention to how this man treats literally everyone around him. Even the head of his MAGA fraternity, Pete Hegseth, is now getting thrown under the bus. Pete, I think you were the first one to speak up. You said, let's do it about the war. So this is Pete Hegseth's war, then. Anyways, MAGA, pack your things. Your country needs you. No, what?
I like how she got a sense of humor.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I just saw that the U.S. Army upped their enlistment age from 35 to 42, effective April 2026. And I'm just curious as to why. Why did they increase the enlistment age from 35 to 42 for the U.S. Army? I'm really curious. Is it because of the situation in Iran? There's talk about sending troops over to Iran, a possible draft coming. All speculation, I don't know for sure. I'm just looking at what's going on. I'm just curious because they never do anything randomly. It's all part of a plan. It's well thought out. So I'm curious as to what this is leading to. So if you're 42 years old, you'll be able to enlist in the Army in the next month. So I guess my next question is, how many 42-year-old American males are fit enough to be active duty military? That's the question. Unfortunately, I'm well over that age, so I can't enlist, but I'm really curious as to why they're doing this. What is the goal here? What is the end game? Why did they increase that age from 35 to 42? And then how many 42-year-old American men are going to enlist in the Army? And how many are physically able to do it? I'm really curious as to what the goal here. What is the end game? Why are they doing this? And why are they doing it now? Does anyone have any idea? Because I really don't know.
If you got to ask that question, then you lost. All right? If you got to ask that question, then you are lost.
The U.S. Army is changing who can sign up. The Army is expanding eligibility, raising the maximum enlistment age from 35 to 42. It's It's also changing its policy on marijuana. Now, recruits with a single past conviction for possession of drug paraphernalia will no longer need a waiver. Before this, applicants had to get approval from the Pentagon, wait up to 2 years, and pass a drug test before moving forward. However, recruits with repeated drug offenses will still need a waiver. These updates come as the military works to boost recruitment while keeping fitness and readiness standards in place. The U.S. Army is changing who can sign up. The Army is expanding.
The United States is raising the age to join the U.S. military to 42 years old. They are also removing restrictions that prevented you from joining if you had a conviction on possession of marijuana. You guys remember this? The United States is about to bring back the military draft. I called that all the way back in January. What's going to happen next is bonuses are going to be offered, especially for prior service military that has already been trained with no criminal convictions. And then it will be the draft. First, it's going to be 18 to 24-year-olds, and they're going to focus on the Army and the Marines. This is as the Islamic Republic is starting to mock Donald Trump by asking him if he's negotiating with himself. Iran is denying that any negotiations are in place and have fully rejected the 15-point peace plan that Donald Trump put forward and Pakistan delivered to Iran. I think Donald Trump's military advisors have told him that he needs to institute the draft, and they are taking steps to try to prevent that, but it's going to have to happen. This is if any classified material does not suggest that any world power is about to make a major move. If a world power is about to make a major move, then you can see an acceleration of the military draft. What do you guys think? Do you think a military draft is coming? Do you think they're easing restrictions to make that happen? Let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, guys, drop a follow on TikTok, subscribe on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube. Love you guys.
Let's get one more.
Are y'all ready to be drafted? Starting April 20th, 2026, the U.S. Army will raise the maximum enlistment age from 34 to 42 years old and remove the waiver requirement for individuals with a single prior conviction for marijuana possession. You know damn well them enrollment numbers must be extra low for them to have to raise the enlistment age from 34 to 42 years old, because in reality, who wants 42-year-olds serving in the Army? And also, the okie doke is up. A lot of U.S. citizens have peeped game that they're just going to be dying for Israel's war. And who the fuck wants to die for Israel? I know a lot of Americans that don't. But this is what happens when you play the quiet part out loud. You guys have shown time and time again, you don't give a fuck about the average American citizen. And now American citizens are protecting themselves and not enlisting into the Army. And what do y'all do? You guys are going to try and force your will upon people and eventually start this little draft thing. Oh, you can enlist up to 42 to try and get some more desperate people. But at the end of the day, you have tarnished the American reputation in regards to politics and the Army. And a lot of people think we are just tied to Israel and fighting their battles. Are y'all ready?
This one caused major uproar. This gonna add to the civil unrest, the rebellion, the revolt, whatever you want to call it. That's why they're gonna have these troops out in all these major cities, man. All right, they know what's going on. It's already mapped out. So be prepared. Don't be scared. Stay in the spirit. Continue to worship, honor Yahweh Shema outside Israel. And Yahweh Shema outside got us, man. Remember, Yahweh Shema outside is our perfect peace, man. In the midst of the storm. Step ready for the names of Yahweh Shema. Shalom.